I have taught you several times, and here's my co-teacher. Let him introduce himself.
Hey there, fellow boys and girls. My name is Shaq, and I'm a sheep.
Your teacher, the sheep. Very, very nice, smart, interactive lad. We're gonna get the slides up here for you guys. Again, laptop shut for the majority of the lesson until we open Scratch.
Am I not good enough?
내 거랑 뭔가 다른 거 같아. 이거 맞아?
Wasn't that entertaining? Funny. I can't do it.
So in this lesson, students will create.
So, in this lesson, students will create the animation that a boy and a girl dance to music in turns. To accomplish today's mission project, students will learn the blocks needed to change costumes sequentially or randomly, and will add sound and change backdrops in the script.
Yeah.
They will practice a decomposition by breaking down the mission project into small solutions and arranging them in a sequence. Today's lesson objectives are that students will be able to identify the necessary commands to accomplish today's mission and arrange them in order. They can identify the blocks and make scratch animations using costumes and loops, and the blocks change backgrounds and play sounds of the script. They will create the animation that two sprites dance to music by turns using the blocks needed to change costumes, play sound, and change the backdrops.
Alright, and before we begin the Scratch lesson, we're just going to go over what we're going to be doing today. So after we go over today's objectives, which we already have, and we kind of skipped ahead to watching the video already, we're going to be going through just learning Scratch using a really basic Scratch animation. We're going to be focusing on looping, and after we all kind of make our own little Scratch lesson and following along as Jonathan teaches, we're going to kind of make our own personal example of looping afterwards, and then we're going to mess with each other's. See how much we can mess it up. And then afterwards, we're going to go over some questions and make sure we really understood today's lesson. All right.
Today we will create an animation that for the boy and the girl to dance to the music one after the other. Okay, we can't watch this video, but we'll have to
Try pressing the button present.
present.
Right.
Oh, that's
click on the image.
네, 밑에 거 보면서 한다고.
The link is dead.
Alright, so we're going to start with some prompting questions. Yes, I am 24. Thank you very much for asking. Sure.
Okay, that mic's dead. Okay, how do the two characters wait for each other's turn and then dance? Does anyone have any ideas? Raise your hand once you think of something. Love to hear.
영어로 말하면 트랜스레이트 해주실 수 있어요.
I don't know.
No? Okay, here we go.
I will say Korean and then he translate.
Perfect.
제가 할 때, 저 남자애가 할 때, 여자애가 남자를 기다리게 한다.
So making the woman wait for the man.
you familiar with the command blocks to do that?
알죠.
어떤
No?
코드가 있는지 아시나요?
We'll find them later.
알고
Okay.
있습니다.
Yes, Hans?
시간차를 둔다.
Put a break in the timing.
Okay. Yep. I think you guys are onto something. Oh, and we have our assistant teacher.
보이가 먼저 춤을 추고
Boy dances first.
Yes.
2초 정도 기다렸다가
Wait 2 seconds.
소녀가 댄스를 춘다.
Girl dances.
All right, these are all great ideas. We're going to remember these answers, and as we go through the lesson, make sure to try and figure it out as we walk through. Okay, next question.
Let's think about what problems should we solve step by step to accomplish today's mission.
So,
질문할 때만
백그라운드 뮤직.
so in order, what steps would you do to animate
어떤
the boy
단계를
and the
거쳐야
girl
되는지.
dancing? Like, would you first? Well, firstly, we need one more sprite, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to eventually change costumes, add music. We're gonna have to sequence the looping, and then add dancing, if I haven't already said that. So we have to figure out what order we're gonna do that in, or if it matters.
여자가 춤을 추는 순서, 여자가 춤을 추게 하고 남자가 춤을 추게 하고 그리고 노래를 틀나.
Make the boy dance first. Second, make the girl dance. Then start the music.
Okay.
여자를 넣고 남자를 넣고 여자랑 남자를 춤추게 하고 백그라운드를 넣고 음악을 넣는다. 너무 길어. 여자를 넣고
Add the girl first.
남자를 넣고
Add the boy.
그들이 춤추게 하고
Make them dance.
백그라운드 그 이미지를 넣고
Add background image.
변경할 수 있게 하고
Make it changeable.
그리고 노래를 듣는다.
And then play the music.
So then, how do you add backdrops and music?
업로딩 이미지.
Uploading an image. Sounds like a good answer.
Some interesting backdrops.
We could get some interesting backdrops. Or just play them already.
All right, those are good answers. Let's make sure to remember that as we go through the lesson.
What's your favorite song?
인디 뮤직.
Indie music.
힙합.
Hip hop. That actually would work for a boy and girl dance too.
재즈.
Jazz. Perfect. Prompting questions will lead us to what we need to know about stuff and stuff.
Yes.
Here's examples of the prompting questions that you can ask the students. What? Sorry.
So these are for us. These
Yeah.
footnotes we're not supposed to read.
Right. All right. So we might.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Take a moment. Okay, so prompting questions. Here's some more. We went over the main ones in the last slide, but here's some other examples. Okay, in which block types can you find the blocks to accomplish today's missions? I'm just going to read these all out. You don't have to answer them now, but if you feel like you want to, raise your hand. Okay, are there code blocks that can be used for today's mission out of the ones you already know? How can you add 2 characters, sprites, to the stage? How can you use the sound effects? How can the 2 sprites, boy and girl, dance in turn in order? What can you do to make the sprites speak in a speech bubble? How can you change the stage backdrop? Does anyone have any immediate answers you want to share? Okay, since we have time to burn, how about, does everyone have like a pencil or paper or something?
Yes.
Where you can share among each other?
Yes.
Okay, let me know when everyone has what they need.
I have.
Okay, perfect. So I want you guys, out of this list, I want you to pick at least 3 questions. You know what, no, let's do 2. Let's do 2 questions out of this list, and I want you guys to write down an answer. It can be any 2 that you choose. Let me know when you're done. Pencils down so I can see.
여기서 2개를 골라가지고 답해보래.
When did we start?
We started like 20 minutes ago. I think so.
What's the time on the video?
11 minutes.
There was I'm also kind of technical because we started earlier.
Okay, we'll go quickly this afterwards then.
Okay.
Guess we'll go back to the stretch.
No, not this. I think mine's been
What is the primitive questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the questions.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, class. There you go. My bad.
Oh, that's helpful. Great.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
질문 중에 2개를 픽해가지고 답을
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone done?
I'm done.
I'm done. Good job, honey.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
If I had, oh wait, we do have stickers.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the teacher.
Okay, we have just, I'll show the camera. These are cool. Hello, camera.
I
We
like
have some
sticker.
nice stickers.
Oh, I
Whoa.
like sticker.
Ice cream stickers.
Oh.
Way. Okay, let me see your questions.
Yeah, I last question.
Last question, and
How can you change the page background?
백그라운드에 들어가서 이미지를 선택하고
Go to the background, select an image,
원래 가지고 있던 흰 배경을 삭제한다.
and delete the white background.
good job. Okay, you get to first pick. Go for it.
I like it. Thank you.
Half asleep, so we can have some fun. Good sticker.
Thank you, teacher.
All right, last sticker goes to you.
Craft teacher.
Okay. And just so you guys know, if there's any more good jobs, stickers are here. Okay.
And not,
너도 발표해.
I've not been able to log in yet.
Scratch animation. Scratch animation has many similarities with theater. Okay, so guys, off the top of your head, what kind of things can you think about that Scratch has in common with theater?
Audience.
That is a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. Yes.
They both have scripts.
Yes, they do both have
Wow.
scripts.
Both,
You guys are really thinking outside the
both
box.
have actor.
Yes, the sprites,
Sound.
characters, sounds.
Can move. Move.
Yes.
Action.
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 Action. And
What's
background. Okay, you guys are on top of this. I think we can move on. Okay. The origin of theater. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So it started from the religious festivals in the 5th century BC, where leaders preached to the citizens like an actor. It was developed into a form of storytellers spreading stories about exciting matters like war or hunting with fun. Early modern English theater was developed in 16th, 17th century and evolved in the 19th century. Does everyone understand what I said?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, perfect, okay. If we need like translating at any point in time, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Okay. Basic elements of theater. So you guys have already listed all of these. Good job. I'm gonna use up all my stickers. Okay. Number 1, actors, aka the sprites. And number 2, stage, aka the backdrop. Number 3, audience. And at the same time, they're also kind of the directors, or they can be, right? Because we're going to be directing our theater. Okay, number 4, script. Yep, that's pretty self-explanatory. Next slide. That's okay. Yeah, we've already covered all that. Here's an example. You guys can see in Scratch and kind of relate to the things we just talked about. It's pointing out the sprites, backdrop, code, all that from Jazz. Okay, now I believe Jonathan is going to, never mind, we have some more slides. Okay, so we're gonna go over coding sequence. So this is where we're gonna figure out what order we should sequence to complete today's mission. So we have the boy on the left and the girl sprite on the right. And I believe, yes, the girl is the one that's going to be looping throughout this exercise. The boy, we're just going to have to manually repeat each little cluster of blocks. The girl's going to be a lot easier to code. We'll see the usefulness of loop.
I'd like to say that we're going to move on, but I could say you could take a picture of this, but I would highly recommend that instead of taking a picture of this, we give you some time to copy it, write down on physical paper. That way you can have it. I understand that by doing that you can memorize it a little bit more than just simply taking a picture. It would sink into your head a little bit more by physically writing it down. So we'll give about like a minute or two.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And put away.
Apologies, we should have provided pens for everyone.
step in.
I want water, ice cream. I'm done.
Done.
I'm done.
Congratulations.
I'm done.
We're done.
I'm done.
We're
We're done.
saving the stickers.
Done, done,
Next
done.
activity. Actually, the activity after that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. So we're gonna make a plan of coding to make the boy and the girl dance to music in turn.
Okay. Oh.
So we are gonna write the plan on the workbook.
Oh.
We've got an example up on the screen.
Sadly, today we don't have the workbook, so just look at this and make sure you kind of put it in your head. You don't really need to remember it right now, because we're going to be going through the slides and details. Yes, like that.
Alright. Number 4, let's start with the coding.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah! Yay!
Yay!
We need a notebook. Can
Yes.
I open the notebook?
Yes,
Yay!
everyone can now open your laptops.
I open. Me too.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they can follow along.
And I open this. Teacher, I want to hold.
Want to what?
Drink water.
Drink water.
여기 있다는데 안 있어.
Do you need to give water?
Alright.
Thank you for asking. We appreciate it. My little teacher time.
Alright. Ingredients. Lots of fun.
Alright, so on the board, you're gonna see the 2 windows. As I know the laptops are open, but we're gonna focus.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 windows. This is gonna be, we have our slides up here. This is gonna be the steps that Jonathan is gonna be following right over here.
Okay.
Alright, so as Jonathan goes through these steps, try not to get ahead of us. But we're all gonna be doing them together, just in case we run into any questions. Okay?
Okay.
So what we have is the window right here. We have the video games viewport right here. And we have the stage manager right here. We have the sprite manager right here. We have the command palette right here. We got the command category palette right here. And yeah, this is basically where you place all the commands and build the blocks. We're gonna, I need instructions myself. So we're first gonna find the code blocks that are needed for today's mission. I'm sorry if you can barely see that. But, yeah. Okay, so by the color, we're gonna start with, we're gonna look for the blocks that we need. Alright. We should have done this ourselves instead of.
We don't have any time to explain what's
Actually, I'm gonna put this back on the screen so we can see for ourselves what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. We're gonna start the scratch program. Okay. And this is clipped. Are we sure we have the stuff? Yeah. Okay, so instead of going straight to the events and commands, we're just gonna start by we're gonna get rid of the cat. It's not gonna be happy, but we're gonna get rid of the cat. It's a dead cat. We gotta take it out. So what we are gonna do first are we're gonna add some sprites to the area. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose a sprite down here. Sure. So yeah, you just saw that. Next, we had two different visual problems. But you could like show it to me one of them. Connect. So like when we don't scratch, we connect your own scratch, and then when we our own scratch. We would. All right. So we're gonna the sprites that we're gonna choose are gonna be in the dance category, and then we're going to click on. We're gonna select D-Monkey. Dear Money. What's the difference? Did you know that monkeys can be very rich if they want to? All right. So we're gonna put the sexy boy onto the left part. And then we're gonna add the girl, and the girl is currently on the people category. Don't know why. That just is what it is. Joey Dance. There's Joey Dance. I was wrong. It was in the dance category too. Okay. And then the next thing we do is all right. So we got them down here. I think we deleted the cat already. We're gonna change. Okay. So has everyone caught up? Fantastic. Actually, you be the instructor and
Oh, yeah, okay, so I guess you can click through.
I'm gonna be the
Okay, which slide were you on?
I was on.
I was looking for this time.
No, we're on the back.
So you just go through and all this way. All right, has everyone added their sprites got the girl and the guy on there? Does it look like the screen?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, cool. So next step we're gonna do is we're gonna be adding the backdrop. So follow along on the screen here. We clicked right in that bottom right-hand corner. Choose a backdrop. We have several different options, and I believe we're going to upload. Right. Oh, I'm showing YouTube at the same time. Okay, so this is uploading. This is picking a random backdrop that's probably one of Scratch's backdrops. And then we have an option to draw a backdrop. And then right there on that search button, you can search from the Scratch library. And I believe that bottom one is what we're going to click. So go right to that search button, and all of Scratch's backdrops will appear right here.
I can choose.
Okay, here.
Can I choose the other backdrop? I want to dance in the
Okay, so we're going to stick with exactly with today's lessons, just so everyone understands the concepts. But after we go through and animate this, we're going to have a time to kind of make it our own afterwards. Yep.
Okay, teacher.
Don't worry, we're going to give you guys the opportunity to mess with it all you want afterwards.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I found the background that we're going to use. We're going to use mural. So we're going to click on it, and we now have it applied as this background drop.
Oh, yeah. I did it.
Fantastic. Sorry,
So everyone how the backdrop look like? We're just figuring out how to make them dance. I wanted this to go through and
Now we're going to add a second backdrop. We're going to name it, the next backdrop we're going to do is right here. It's named Basketball 1. Right? Yep. It'll be right on the top right there. Huh.
Oh, yes, I did it.
I think interesting. Yeah, that places it for some reason.
Basketball or mirror?
we'll show you guys in just a minute.
Mirror or basketball?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna skip the
That's
basketball.
so interesting. Backdrops, here we go. We've got.
We have
Oh,
an
we have-
example to learn.
We're learning this ourselves, so we'll have to delete this one. Okay. Yeah. Figured it out. All right. So, turns out that we go over to backdrops right here.
Yeah.
And how you actually add the backdrop. Doing it this way down here multiple times, it replaces the previous backdrop. So instead, we're gonna we go to this tab backdrops. You'd find it going this way. So you guys all on the same page?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go down here and choose a backdrop. We're gonna add another one. It's gonna be Basketball 1. There you go. Got it right here.
이렇게 하래.
Oh, yes, and then the thing on the top, I already deleted it, but the one that's white or blank doesn't show any image. I click this button up here. Right there.
All right, everyone has the backdrops, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to making the sprites dance. We're gonna start with the boy.
Sure.
Yes?
We have two background, mirror and base.
I don't think we're actually gonna end up using the basketball one, so you guys can go ahead and delete that.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for sticking with it. All right.
You see it,
No.
now our voices are much more clear.
Yeah, this is like it. Okay, back to the boy dancing.
All right.
Okay, so make sure you are selected on the boy sprite.
You go down here to select the voice sprite,
Yep.
and
And
Now we're gonna
now
start
we're gonna go
grabbing
over
on the
here,
box.
grab onto the costumes tab. Turns out that when you, this tab changed the costumes when you select onto a sprite, and it changed the backdrops when you're selecting to the stage backdrops. So we're gonna select our boy sprite, and then go up to this tab called costumes. And you'll see that there are 13 costumes. Why does it say 12? Because there's 12 instead of 13.
Just ignore that.
So you'll have all these costumes right there. You'll have a lot of fun just scrolling around. Nah, I'm just kidding. I know you guys are bored to tears.
Now we're just looking at this to identify which different dance sprites. We have to kind of know them all to be able to figure out which ones we want him to dance later on.
Alright.
It looks like we figured it out, so we're gonna move on to actually adding the commands here. If that's what you call
Alright. So you have, so what you have here on the costumes are
them. These are the number 2 blocks.
you have the serial number up here, and you have the title.
Alright, so each different costume has a serial number and a title when you're looking at it in costumes tab, but we just need to know the title for right now.
So when you go onto the costume, the looks tab right here on the code, you have a multiple set of commands that you can, I call them commands, you can call them blocks, whatever, I call them commands. You can set them to you set the looks. We're gonna go to the one right here that says next costume. We're gonna drag that and put it into the script. I call this the script. Then we are going to go here on this command and drag this command over here.
Okay, so that one says next costume, and that one is the switch costume to, and then there's a little drop down area. Has everyone found those commands? Alright.
So next costume is going to change the current costume sequentially to the next costume sequentially.
So the next one in the list.
And this command is going to switch it to a specific costume you want to switch it to.
And top bar leg too.
So we're gonna go to the our leg like this. It'll switch the costume to this, just as it did. And oh wow, Scratch actually sets an example of what it does. You can just click on the command and it does it. You could even click on it here on the looks page. It's so creative.
So these are the two
You need to
different
go
blocks that we could use kind of in turn with each other to make them dance. We could use either one, but we're gonna stick to the switch costume to and with the drop down.
All right.
Now just 5 seconds.
So now what we're going to do is go to the events category, and then we're going to go to this one right here. We're going to drag this right into here. And then we are going to, and you can actually connect the blocks. And this is click, you just do that. Boom. We're gonna sequence it like this. Now,
That one, we're gonna start with DM dance. It's gonna be the first option when you click the drop down. Yep.
all right.
Now keep in mind, guys, that the boy sprite is gonna be the example that we're not looping. So
Yes.
this is all the trouble we're having to go through without using looping.
And if you don't know what looping is, we will reiterate it again with the girl sprite.
Yes.
You can right click, instead of having to go to the looks category and having to drag this and this and this all over again, over and over again, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna right click on this. On my Chromebook I have to use alt click, but it gives you the drop down menu and you can just duplicate it. You can do this. It duplicates both both blocks. The block I selected and the block that was right below it. You can keep doing that over and over again. You can actually do this again, and it makes 4. It multiplies.
And remember, we're wanting this particular boy sprite to be dancing for 8 seconds. So we want these 2 blocks to be duplicated 8 times, right? So it takes up the right amount of time.
We're gonna go
1, 2. And then you have to go through and select the different costumes that you want.
and just follow my lead on this order. It's tedious. You're
We're
gonna
gonna
need
be
it.
going through, it's 1 to 8, right? Like the first one, second one, third one.
Yeah.
Okay, so on each different switch costume block, the first one, we're gonna start with the first one, the DM stance. DM top right leg, it goes from, just down the list until you get to the 8th costume. We're not gonna be using the rest. Is everyone doing okay? Have any questions?
All right.
Well done.
Yes, I'm all done.
Okay, does everyone have it finished?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like.
Yeah, that's right and left.
So here's what it looks like. Every second, he's just moving around like that. Oh, and then he stops.
Stops after the 8th.
And he's just getting ready to bow down.
Yep. All right, I believe we're gonna be moving on to the girl. Keep in mind, this is looping.
Ladies, you're gonna love this.
Yes. So remember the boy, it took up 8 seconds, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a wait blank seconds block, and we're gonna change that to 8 seconds.
Remember, we're doing this because we want the boy and the girl to take turns.
Yes. So it's gonna look like the boy dances first and then the girl.
So, as you can see, just follow my lead right here. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you all. If you are, just raise your hand and shout at me, tell me I'm a terrible teacher.
And then I'll come around and help you guys out. Yeah, next costume, wait, 1, repeat.
Alright, we're gonna go to the looks category. Wait, is everyone right here?
Has everyone finished these
Yeah.
2 commands with the
Yeah.
girl sprite?
Yes.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay.
We're going to drag this right here, specifically the next costume, right?
Remember when we were learning the different commands on, switching between costumes? So instead of the drop down that we had to go and change each and every one, very annoying, we're gonna use the next costume block.
Right. So it should look like this, and we'll go back to control, and we're gonna have it wait 1 more second. Okay. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this repeat block or command, whatever. And then we will drag this inside here, and then we'll put it right here. And boom. Looks a lot more efficient than the boys, as you can see.
So keep in mind, guys, this is the same thing, it's just a lot easier to make happen.
This is what you call a loop.
Using that simple, magical little repeat command. Just imagine, really complicated computers that have to figure out a bunch of information very quickly and having to code all that out.
So how many times should we repeat this? We should repeat it,
Forever.
yes. No, we're gonna repeat it 14 times.
14.
And yes, I mean it. We're gonna do 14 times. We're gonna also make the girl dance quite a bit faster. So what we're gonna do is press 0. We're gonna have it go twice as fast. So she's gonna change her costume every half a second.
Yeah.
So it's 2 costumes per second. 2 frames per second.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add the sound now that we have the backdrop and the dancing figured out.
All right.
Sounds tab.
We're gonna go to the sounds tab, and what we're gonna do, do not do the play sound until done. That's not gonna do it. What's gonna do it is start sound. This means that it will be able to, if we do the play sound, it's gonna stop and wait until the sound is done, and it's gonna wait until that before it keeps going. If we do the start sound, it's going to,
We're gonna be able to hear it while we're dancing. Yes, very fun.
and it'll be able to go in front, it'll starts the sound, but it continues it right away. Alright,
Yes.
and that's how it goes.
The girl sprite's a little different.
The girl sprite is a little different. Yeah, the girl sprite is a little different. She's also going to go and start the sound herself.
Be using the same command block that we just used on the boy
The
sprite.
exact same command block.
And the same sound.
Alright,
Very simple.
now, if we want, we might want to add a sound.
Yes, I think it's just. Switch back. We don't need that,
Okay.
just play it.
Alright, we're gonna play this right now.
Okay.
You ready to see how it works?
Hey,
change background.
We did not change the background yet.
Curtis,
Yes.
ignore that one, because it's boring. We have,
My bad, I tried to.
how much time do we have on that video?
52 minutes.
52 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, looks like we've covered that pretty well.
Yeah.
Usually we would have an unplugged activity,
Mm-hmm.
but we could not find copies, so we stretched it
Stop.
out a bit. Goodbye, everyone have a nice rest of your day.